platform is digital. We got a 1-to-1 ratio, exchange of fellatio. I'm old school loving you, that's just the way it goes. You got a problem with that, call and talk to Bobby O. Everything was cool, you may be. So now I gotta get a lady's opinion, I'm calling K Streets. Sometimes I ain't really feeling everything she say, but that's okay, cause I could reach out to Joy Renee. Now it's tick for tat, play for play. Now I ain't got shit to say. Here you come with L. Dre. He's always the most calm fella, sensible and fair-minded. L. Dre, bring love together. You gotta be willing and able to be mature and presentable at the grown folks table. Call if you wanna talk more. 614-781-0754.
And that's the number.
Yeah.
Talk to me, Adina. I haven't heard you in a minute, baby girl. Talk to me, Adina. It's only one outfit that goes down at 12 o'clock, ladies. Y'all already know what it is. It's the grown folks table. And it's only one outfit you should be wearing at this very time right now. Go on and put it on. Very, it's something out there that's real simple. Don't even need much. Right. Just as simple as just a t-shirt and panties. That's what it is.
Absolutely right.
Oh man, welcome back, everybody. It's the Grown Folks Table. We coming to you live.
We way back.
Right here, WTMHradio.com. We also the show is also streaming tonight. So go to YouTube, push in WTMHradio.com so you can see me and K Streets. K Streets, how are you?
In the house.
How are you?
Yo, okay, so I'm gonna keep it real 100 with y'all. K Streets is a little exhausted. She had a long, productive day. Mm-hmm. We have been working on a short mini film, Reap What You Sow. And
what can you tell us right now? Can you tell us anything about it right now?
I can tell you a little bit.
Tell us a little bit. What's going on?
It's basically about a guy testing the loyalty of his girlfriend, and that's what I'm gonna leave it at.
Okay.
Super dope.
Okay. Since the last time we talked, first of all, y'all want to call in, make sure y'all call 614-781-0754. You know how me and K Streets do, grown folks topics with some grown folks music. So tonight we're talking real grown tonight. We're getting real grown folks business tonight.
Yes, we are.
So one of the topics and one of the things we're talking about tonight is, do you know the difference between business and pleasure?
Absolutely.
Do you know the difference between business and pleasure? We're gonna go all over. We're gonna try to reach all over the place. Yeah. And again, we want you to be part of the show, so we want you to also call in. The number is 614-781-0754. We also got Matters of the Heart. Matters of the Heart. What is it going to be like tonight, K Streets?
So Matters of the Heart tonight is going to be about knowing your self-worth. And as I stated before I got on air, I was on Facebook Live. So if y'all catch me on Facebook Live, basically this goes out to all the fellow people out there in the world who are at a point in their life where they just feel like they're at a standstill. They don't know whether they need to go right or left. Mm-hmm. And this is the part where we basically need to understand basically who we are as a human being. Helping
your direction. Part of helping your direction is first if you know your self-worth.
Exactly.
Okay. Got a caller already. Already. Let's do it.
Right. That's how y'all feeling.
Okay. That ain't how you do it. Call back. The number is 614-781-0754. So again, you're telling us to the best way to know your direction. First of all, if you know your self-worth.
Yes, exactly. So if you know who you are as a person, whether it be financially, mentally, spiritually, all that stuff, mm-hmm. It all plays a part in your everyday living. So know who you are is how you're going to make it in life, basically. If you don't know who you are, I mean, everybody probably gets an idea of basically who they are, mm-hmm. but to really know the true, genuine person that you are, the person that you are meant to be, the purpose that you have here on this earth is God-given.
I like it. I already got a bunch of things that's going through my mind, so I can't wait till we get Matters of the Heart, because Matters of the Heart is going to be real deep. Yeah. So, but let's talk a little bit before we get into our first music jam. Let's talk a little bit about our first topic, which is knowing the difference between business and pleasure.
Right.
A lot of people can get this so confused because you spend you spend if you go through the hours, right? If you go through the hours of the day, you probably spend more time with the people you work with than your actual mate.
Yeah, you're right.
So this business and pleasure is something that it can get real tedious. It's something that can get real confusing,
right?
Because you're spending a relationship got to do a lot with time.
It does.
And when you're spending a lot of time with somebody, it's just natural human feeling that you want the best for that person.
Correct.
I don't want to say, unless I don't want to go as far as you want that person, but when you start spending time with the person,
because eventually you get to know that person
exactly
for who they really are.
And so you want to have you want the best for them.
Right.
And sometimes it can, wanting the best can get a little bit confusing. You don't know what exactly does that mean. Does that mean intimate, or does that mean you want the best for me as a friend?
Well, this could go both ways, because I've seen people take it to an intimacy level after knowing, who they really are. But see, this is the problem. That I have is when people mix pleasure with business, because it starts to interfere with business, and you don't want that to become an issue.
And that was the first thing I wanted to talk about was first of all, what both sides have to realize, more than likely, this person had the business part before you came.
Exactly.
Or had the plan of the business before you came. And you have to you got to stay true to that path.
Correct.
And your mate got to understand and support you in going towards that path.
Exactly.
But a lot of times, the person don't stay true to that path. The person, your mate don't even discourage you off your path. You got off it yourself.
Right. And if it's because of interference between another person, then that becomes conflict of interest at that point. Because now you have taken my focus off what I'm really supposed to do.
And that's the part I can't understand. How is that possible? You couldn't have been that focused in the beginning. Couldn't have been.
It happens though in life. It really does happen. Sometimes you just can't control how you feel about people. And that's
not the part I'm talking about. I'm talking about the part of, did you love the dream as much?
And in that aspect, no, you couldn't have, because
that's exactly what you couldn't have. Mm-hmm. And if that person to know, if you really want to know, I call it know your answer and know if this person is with you. A lot of people are scared of their answers, for real. People don't want to know if it's a yes or no. A lot of people are scared of them. If you really want to know your answer, stay true to your path.
Yeah.
And if that person support, you got one. If not, then you didn't have one in the beginning.
Exactly.
So to get your answer and stay towards your business and your business plan of what you was trying to do before you met this person or came up with this plan while you was with him, and that support ain't there, you got your answer.
Yeah, exactly. First of all, I'm not even going to be the type of person that go looking for answers, because you're supposed to be the type of person that automatically just know, because this is something that, if it's a business that you are progressing in, it's something that you put your whole life into it, basically. Mm-hmm. And so therefore, you should know when somebody is either for you or they not for you.
But I think it does come a time where it has to be some type of discussion, because what we just talked about, we're no longer going to spend a lot of time together.
Right.
So I think just from that aspect, it is some discussion that has to be done there.
Yeah, because you have to prepare yourself for when that time comes. And the whole point of it is to, before it even gets to that point, is to try to spend as much time with that person so that they understand that, while I'm doing all this hard work, I got to give you that time. But when it's really crunch time and we got to get down to business, know that I got to take myself out of this for a second to focus on that. I don't want you to be mad, upset, or angry or anything like that. Mm-hmm. I don't want you to blow up on me, you know what I'm saying, because you're feeling a little lonely, at the end of the day. But knowing that what I'm doing solely to take care of the foundation, basically.
And it can get a little bit, from the man side, it can get a little bit difficult, because they always under this belief that, man, I'm supposed to take care of the house. I'm supposed to take care of you. My dream first, you support. And sometimes it can get in that way. Sometimes it can get a little bit twisted.
So my homegirl May just said, yes, you love the dream, but there are obstacles that get in your way from feelings. But yes, the dream is always your focus. But in life, things happen.
She is right. But to me, if you really want to know, what up, Sean Anthony, man? Thanks for tuning in, man. To me, if you really want to know, because it's a way you can really get your answer. Yeah. If you really want to know if this person is for you, stay to your dreams, stay towards your path. Right. If that person gets you off your path, I don't think y'all gonna last.
Exactly. That one person wasn't.
You're showing. You already have traits of.
First of all, if before you go any further, first of all, if you was doing what you're supposed to do as far as your life path is concerned, if that person was really for you, there would be nothing that would stop that person from allowing you to pursue your dream. If it is, it's a jealousy issue because they don't want you to have more than what they got. They want you to.
It's not. Sometimes K-Streets is also a test from the other side. I want to see what I got. I'm gonna see if you are the type of person that would get you off that you're easy to get off your path, because you're still in the beginning. You're still in the beginning phases of the seeing what I have. What do I have? Do I have a go-getter that's gonna stay? Look, I love you.
You should automatically, if you have a go-getter, by just paying attention to how they operate.
No, you got to go through a little bit of adversity. Me and you both know, and we talk all the time. Talk is very easy. People can between the talk of it, you'll think, you know what, everything is fine. So you got to go through a little bit of adversity, I believe.
And a person who's a doer. Me per se, I'm a person that's more so a doer. I'm not much of a talker, and even though it seems like on air I always have something to say, but a lot of times
that's part of your job.
It is part of my job. But you know, a lot of the times when I'm not around people, or when I am around people, I'm not as talkative as much, and me, so I'm more so observant. But when it comes to actually putting something to the mind, I am a doer than I am a sayer. If I set my mind to it, then my mission is to accomplish everything I set my mind to.
All right, so what we're gonna do right now, we're gonna get into our first music jam, and then we're gonna come back and talk more about business and pleasure, and how you do business also with family. It doesn't even have to be just relationships. Business and pleasure also has something to do with family. So we're gonna get into our first music jam, and we coming back, we're talking more business and pleasure. It's the Grown Folks Table, y'all, right here on WTMHradio.com. Chris Brown, Jordan Sparks, No Air. Let's go.
Good one.
If I should die before I wake, it's 'cause you took my breath away. Losing you is like living in a world with no air. Oh, I'm here alone, didn't want to leave. My heart will move, it's incomplete. If there was a way that I can make you understand. But how do you expect me to live alone with just me? 'Cause my world revolves around you. It's so hard for me to breathe. Tell me how I'm supposed to breathe with no air. Can't live, can't breathe with no air. It's how I feel whenever you ain't there. It's no air, no air. Got me out here in the water so deep. Tell me how you gon' be without me. If you ain't here, I just can't breathe. It's no air, no air. No air, oh, no air, no, no air, oh, no air. I walk, I ran, I jumped, I flew right off the ground to flow to you. There's no gravity to hold me down for real. But somehow I'm still alive inside. You took my breath, but I survived. I don't know how, but I don't even care. So do you expect me to live alone and just me? 'Cause my world revolves around it. It's so hard for me to breathe. Tell me how I'm supposed to be with no more. Ooh, baby, got me out here in the water so deep. Tell me how you gonna be without me. If you ain't here, I just can't breathe. There's no air, no air. Oh, no, no air, no air.
Meant so much to me. All I'm looking for is just a serious relationship, so I can hold all my life. Why don't you give me that commitment? Let's settle down. Let's chill. Don't be afraid of me. I know my love is scary, but I promise everything will be alright. Come closer. Let me talk to you. Let's chill. Oh, baby. Hey, hey. Let's chill. Let's chill. Baby. From the first time I saw your face, girl, I knew I had to have you. I wanted to wrap you in my warm embrace. Visions of your lovely face. All my love is for you. Whatever you want, I will do. You're the only one I want in my life. For you I make that sacrifice. Oh. Let's chill. Let's settle down. That's what I want. Just me and you. Yeah. Let's chill. Let's chill. Let's settle down. Come here, baby. That's all. That's all. I'm so happy, Johnson, to have you here, standing by my side. Is it a dream or reality? If it's a fantasy, please don't wake me. All my love is for you. Whatever you want, I will do. You're the only one I want in my life. For you, I'll make that sacrifice. So, baby, let's chill. Let's chill. Let's settle to do. Let's chill. Let's chill, baby. I want to do just me and you. Come lay next to me. Let's forget about the past and think about the future. Let's get together, baby. Let's stay together. Let's chill, baby. Let's settle down. All in my mind to do with you, baby. Let's chill. So let's chill. Come on, baby. That's all I want to do.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. It's the Grown Folks Table.
Yeah.
Right here on WTMHradio.com.
First of all, LJ, before we continue, we got to shout out some people that we missing.
You are so right.
All
right, go on and get it started.
All right, shout out to my boy Bobby O.
Bobby O, what's up, man?
Joy Renee.
We got a caller. Grown Folks Table, what's your name? Where you from?
Sean Anthony, CO 614.
Okay, right here from the CO. What's up, Sean? How you, man?
What's up, man? How you doing, LJ?
Doing real good. Me and K Streets is in the building. Just sitting up here, we was talking about knowing the difference between business and pleasure, and how crazy and tedious that can be in a strain on a relationship. Just a couple of hours ago, me and you was at the job, and we got to talking about it a little bit. You mind saying a little bit what we was talking about at the school?
Sure, man. Absolutely, man. First of all, man, your intro is tough.
Thank you.
You know, shouts out to K Streets. What's up, lady?
Thank you. Hey, what's going on?
I'll
never get to see you no more.
I love your topics, LJ.
Obviously,
man. Just salute, man.
Thank you.
Can y'all hear me? Okay.
Yes. How about us? Can you hear us back good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I was trying to stream y'all live and everything, man. I've been checking out your Facebook lives, man. I just want to salute to everything y'all doing, man. Give props, man.
Thank you.
This is dope.
Thank you so much. And your inspiration yourself, man. The things that you do and trying to stay positive and a lot of things when it comes to radio, TV, the positive don't get promoted. That's something in your company. That's something y'all thrive off that. Y'all push that.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate that, man.
Tell them a little, folks, before we get started, tell them a little bit about Flow Wisdom, man.
We had a great conversation, LJ.
Hold on. Before you get into that, tell them a little bit about Flow and Wisdom, man.
Well, Flow of Wisdom, man, it's a media production company. It's an LLC, you know, and it's the platform in which my show, I do talk radio now.
Mm-hmm.
It's syndicated in 6 different markets across the U.S.
That's what's up. That's what I'm trying to
do. I do voiceover work, media production, audio production, music production, all kind of production, and dealing with media and entertainment. But you know, aside from that, you know, that's what I do, man. But you know, it's about your show right now, man.
I appreciate it.
I'm picking the topics, man. I love your topics.
Oh, thank you. The source came up with the topic.
Yeah. I have a panel. It consists of one person. but business and pleasure. Talk a little bit what we was talking about at the job. How we got into it.
Oof. You might have to direct me, man.
All right, so let me phrase this. It was a time where Sean Anthony was in business with his wife, and he was telling to me about a time where they had to see the difference between, you know, of marriage and in loving each other and understanding it's a business part, and Sean Anthony has to have a dream and he wants to expand on the dream. But talk a little bit how when y'all came to that point. When y'all came to that middle point, when y'all had to decide, you know what, this business is gonna have to be a little bit bigger for us to flourish as far as our marriage.
Right. Well, first of all, let me say that my marriage is more important than my business.
True. Okay.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I love my wife more than I love my business, and you know that needs to be set.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and as a foundation. So with my business, Flow of Wisdom, you know, there was a point where, you know, she came into, you know, into the fold as being my business manager. My wife, you know, she's a general, man. Like, the way she handles business and structures things is just at a level that it's just phenomenal, that corporate America seeks after her skills, her type of pedigree, you understand? And, you know, she added to my vision. See, I'm a creative person. We're both creative people, you know, but there's certain attributes in our skill sets that there's certain strengths and weaknesses that we balance each other off of, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So there were certain things that she held, you know, she came into the fold with my business and my vision for Flow of Wisdom. And she came into it at a time where she helped catapult my business and my media company, Flow of Wisdom, with her attributes. Then it came to a time where, you know, it wasn't moving forward because the direction shifted.
Mm-hmm.
The direction of the business, the company, the media production, the show, the way I was going, it shifted. And we had to have some tough conversations. And we had to come to an understanding through conversation to where it was like, you know what? This is the way that I'm going. This is the way that I see it going. And what you're bringing to the table is not in the direction that I'm going. So it came to just an understanding. It wasn't so much that her way was better than mine, or my way was better than hers. It was just for the bigger picture of the business.
Now, can I ask you a question right quick? For you saying that when you came to the realization that you guys were not seeing eye to eye, because it was your vision, did she just allow you to take control and do what you wanted and just allow you to handle that, and still be by your side and just like remove herself out of it, but still allow you to handle it and back you up in any decision makings that you had to do?
Great question. Well, I always had control. You know, she never tried to take control of my company. She only, you know, her own, and I'm speaking for her, her whole thing was to assist me, you know, in my vision and what she understood. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was more so of assisting the direction that I was going with it, you know, and it shifted. And, you know, for somebody that's coming on, you know, look, like I was telling Eldred earlier when we were face-to-face talking, I'm like, it's only a handful of people that you're going to come in. It's less than a handful of people that you're going to come in contact with to where they are going to see the vision of whatever dream or goal that was placed inside of you by God, the Heavenly Father, the Creator, whatever you make.
You're right.
Right.
The count is not up there as much as you may think it is.
Yeah. You know, it's a vision that's placed inside of you. And when I say you, I mean the individual that hears my voice right now. It's a vision that only you can see. And what I'm saying is that it's only a few people that you will come across that will see into that vision. You know, and like I was telling Eldred earlier, I can count on one hand. It was my wife that seen the vision that was placed in me, and it was my partner, my homeboy, rest in peace. He just passed away
Again, sorry to hear that, man.
That seen the vision and invested in the flow of wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's only a certain amount of people that can see the vision. You know, so when you run across those kind of people, you know, you gotta embrace them, man, and take them in and have an open ear to what they're saying. So, with all that aside, it came to a point to where my wife did all that she could do, that she was inspired and led to do, to where it came to a point where I was like, all right, honey, this ain't working no more.
Right.
You know, because this is the direction I'm going. And her vision was like, oh, it should go this way. I'm like, nah, this is the direction that it's going. You know?
Now that brings me to my next question. What was the key ingredient inside it that you both had to understand that that's the best thing for both?
Right.
Say that again.
What's the key ingredient you both had to understand, you know what, this is what's best for the both of us? What you think was the key ingredient that got y'all both through that?
Well, communication. And we had to have tough conversations, numerous conversations, and I had to express to her, and she had to express to me, you know, her perspective. But I had to express to her, I'm like, look, this is the direction that I'm feeling compelled to go.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And if you cannot, not so much if you cannot, but if you're not led to do this, then just let me know. It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you have to come to a point where you're like, it's okay that if you ain't, well, you can't be against, because, you know, when you're dealing with marriage, you know, not to flip the script on the conversation, but
right.
when you're dealing with marriage, you're talking about two different genders,
right,
two different backgrounds, two different geographic locations in which you were influenced by, like two different experiences. Like you're dealing with different dynamics on every aspect of the scale, you know, but pertaining to life, like two contrasts, you know. So you have to talk about it, and you have to come to some sort of understanding. You know, we don't see eye to eye on this, and it's okay.
I was about that. That's exactly what I was about to ask you. How do you get through because the easy the conversations where you're agreeing, those are the easy ones. Right. Talk to us a little bit about how y'all got through the tough ones.
Well, to be honest with you, Eldre, to get to the tough ones, it was all about the easy ones.
Okay.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It was the easy the easy topic at hand that, you know, on the outside looking in, you like, this is easy, but nah, it was the easy topics that we had to go through tough conversations on, because from her perspective, it was easy, you know. And look, let me just say this, man. My wife, man, when she was the business manager of my company, my business, and what I was doing, it catapulted me. It helped tremendously. But it got to a point to where I was like, okay, once I'm at this point, this is the direction that I need to go, because I was being led, you know what I mean?
Right.
And she had to come to that understanding. And okay, maybe this, you know, it was just different. I hope I'm making sense, man.
No, you are. You are. And I want to say thank you for calling in. You know, Sean, you always probably, I don't even know if you even wonder this. Every time I talk to you, we stop, we talk in the hall and I ask you one question, then it turns into more. Because it's never a time I have a conversation that I don't learn something from you, and I be trying to drain you, man. I be trying to drain you for that wisdom, and you know, no pun intended. But you always, it's never a time that I talk to you that I don't learn something, and I just wanted to say I appreciate that, man.
I think the whole school appreciates you.
You know, iron sharpens iron, Eldre. You know, the short time that we've known each other, man, there's something that's kindred about you.
Real recognize real. That's, you know, is some people, they use it in streets like that, but it's in real life is real recognize real, and I think that's one of the common denominators that we have, man.
Right.
Thanks again, man.
Absolutely, man. Look, I'm gonna be tuned in, man. So I might call back.
Yo,
cool.
that's all good. You already know it.
Feedback.
Yep. All right, y'all. Y'all take care.
Have a good one. So, just to reiterate, because see, he kept saying something that kind of triggered me a little bit, and the word shift. Shift means a whole lot in this particular.
What sentence are you talking about? So I know what context you're talking about.
When, like, as far as his business took a shift, like, and you have to come to the realization, especially when there are disagreements that you know that you or your spouse or even a business partner.
Now talking to him earlier and just talking to him just now, I don't think when he said shift, I don't think he meant the shift went when she was with me, my business was this way, and when she left, it went this way. I think he was talking about
just shifted, like
shifted of not seeing his vision.
Right, correct.
That's what I think he meant by things shifted.
Right. I mean, and which I agree, because I don't think, like, when we have a vision and when we see things the way we see it, it's not always going to portray itself the way that we see it, because we're going to have to take some alternate routes to basically get.
I don't think you do. I think the partner has to understand that you have to keep this person focused for the us part of it. You have to let them stay on their path. That's how you help. And I'm pretty sure if they need help in any other ways, they're gonna ask. But what you have to do is let the pleasure and the love for your person don't intervene with that business or that dream.
Right.
So let's go ahead and take another music game, and when we come back, more business and pleasure
versus pleasure,
and then we got matters of the heart, knowing your self-worth. So it's going down tonight right here on WTMHradio.com. It's all about the grown folks table. Whitney Houston.
Yeah.
Should stay.
Do I get to take a smoke break?
Or it's too soon? Let's wait after this song. We'll go do it together.
Leaving your way. So I'll
and this is another reason why I know.
But I know I'll think of you every step of the way. And I will always love you. Will always love you. My darling, you. Bittersweet memories. That is all I'm taking with me. So goodbye. Please don't cry. We both know I'm not what you need, and I will always love you. I will always love you. I hope life treats you kind, and I hope you have all you dreamed of, and I wish you joy and happiness But above all this, I wish you love.
Can I holler at you? Let me holler at you. Special. Never forget the day I met you. We was destined for each other like a son to his mother or a sister and brother. Man, this bond is deep. We go a couple years and don't even speak, but know it's love though. And never let them dirty your name. I got the utmost respect for you. Came back home and had to check for you. Word around town is you locked down. Some older nigga snatched you up, gave you a rack now. Damn, it couldn't be. She like, if you was me, you wouldn't wait for me. Living fast and wouldn't match the brakes for me. Big city slicker nigga on a higher track, bigger now. But when she send a letter, always write her back in time revealed. She feels that she settled too soon while she seen me go for mine and she admired that. We speak about time as if we could just buy it back. If only it was that simple. Damn, I miss you. Can I holler at you? Can I holler at you? Let me holler at you. Yeah, I know it's been a while, but ain't no better time than now. Can I holler at you? Can I holler at you? Hey, let me holler at you. Yeah, I know it's been a while, but you betrayed me. The day you played my mama, you played me. Can't believe I let you in my heart, nigga. I should've followed my instincts. A stranger in my house, only 5 years old, but since danger in my house, I was too young to scrap you. But damn if I ain't want to. I'm blowing up fast and I hope these words haunt you. 13 years, knew you more than my real pop. Put me on the pocket and all the rappers that kill cops. Who would've thought that you would leave my mama high you drop? Last words to a bitch, nigga, why you lie? Feeling bitter so these words might seem jumbled. When you left, I watched that lady crumble. I know by now you probably your old man, but still I feel I won't be satisfied until we throw hands for all the ass whoopers. Heard you trying to talk, tell that punk don't call me. You ain't shit, and I'm scared it rubbed off on me. I holler at you. I holler at you. And let me holler at you. And yeah, I know it's been a while, but ain't no better time than now. Can I holler at you? Can I holler at you? And let me holler at you. Yeah, I know it's been a while, but I heard you on that shit. I hope it ain't true. It was hard to holler at you last time I came through. Could barely recognize you. Nah, nigga, this ain't you. Cause you ain't looking like that nigga that I once knew. And plus you act like you don't know me. We was homies, now you call me by my rap name. See me do my thing, so you expected me to act strange. Ain't holler, but you on my mind, nigga. I don't forget the good times, nigga. White tees in the club, jeans baggy as fuck. Sometimes I look back on my life, that was the happiest stuff. We had potential to be monumental. Bill mentality, you know that old killer beat. Kill mentality. I look at where you at now, it's a real fatality. It's where you supposed to be, it's on top, close to me. Chasing hoes like the old days, but now we overseas, dog. Congratulations on the sea. Yo, my nigga, can I holler at you? Can I holler at you? And let me holler at you. And yeah, I know it's been a while, but ain't no better time than now. Can I holler at you? Can I holler at you? Hey, let me holla at you. Yeah, I know it's been a while, but hey.
And once again, it's on. Mind on my money, money on my mind.
Business meetings over dinner and wine. Discuss how we gon' chop up the pie. Deliveries for products supplied. The payment for the transfer is wired. Make sure you're at set location when the product arrives. My man's at the warehouse, the van's inside. You'll get further instructions when you get there, alright? There's a lot to be made if we handle this right. I don't like to be played, so don't handle me like I'm something to be played with, or it's off with your lights. I got enough on my plate, I don't need no beef. Violence only brings problems, I don't need no heat. I'd rather be in the Caribbean, sand on my feet, laying out, sipping cocktails, my hands on a freak. Captain Cook eating lobsters, planning my schemes, getting it in the Dominican. Offshore fishing trips, damn right I'm living big. My mind's on the money. Money's on my mind. My mind's on the money. Money's on my mind. Came a long way from breaking them down. Now the work gets moved and I ain't even around. What's my net worth? You try to figure it out. You gotta chase money, baby, while you sitting around. Any means necessary, I'm legitimate now. Yeah, company man, still stunting I am. While you stuck on the corner, still hustling grams. 5,000 from a 7, I'm a hustler, man. Less than a year, it's a blessing, I swear. For you to even see or breathe is so rare. Feel the beach breeze, the view from the balconies, oh yeah. Get home, finish counting the money, it's all there. Pay some bills, see what I net. Put away 3/4, then I play with the rest. Yeah, you gotta save up your checks. For unforeseen costs to business, the loss of shipments of lawyers when the law come get you. My mind's on the money. Money's on my mind. My mind's on the money. Money's on my mind.
Hey, yo, Prophet. We done been all over Miami. But we ain't fuck with my Jamaicans yet. You know we gotta go out there in Miramar. Cass City. That Lauderdale shit. We gotta fuck with my Jamaicans.
I feel like there's a lot to live for. I'm walking in at 4 a.m. I'm trying to spread the feel-good vibe. It reached up to a level that I really can't start to describe. What I see is hella high, yet so discreet. Her body type blew me off my feet. Finally, I take her up quietly. Been trying to get some privacy. She tell me that she never met a gentleman as fly as me. It might just be the guy from her dreams. It's not what it seems. I'm just here to party and I'll try to take you home. Don't you make up such assumptions, cause you probably are wrong. I don't wanna be alone, but I got my team beside me, giving me a sense I'm home, cause it's been too fucking long. Clouds floating in the air. I've been smoking too much. They know that I'll be here. Don't give a fuck what you want. I'll be vibing to this cause I feel like I'm elevated. Let's celebrate. I feel like let's get hella faded. Ain't got time to waste. I wake up, pull my calendar straight up. I'm just trying to stay up.
Sweetheart, I've been trying so hard to get over you. Just simply can't. the love we share.
All right, everybody, welcome back. Welcome back. You already know what it is. It's the Grown Folks Table right here on WTMHradio.com. Please call in. The number is 614-781-0754. Tonight, we're talking about real grown folk stuff tonight. We're talking about business and pleasure. Now, first of all, what you have to realize, what I think in a situation like that, is a time and place for everything. You feel what I'm saying, K Streets? Yeah. It's a time and place for everything. It's a time for pleasure. It's a time to get focused and let it be nothing but business. And you both have to understand that before you can go any further. You both have to understand that it's a time and place for everything. Or don't even do it. Don't even do it. If the love is bigger than,
not even that. Even outside of relationships, even if you're not in a relationship, you gotta know the right people to have in your corner to make it work. But
sometimes in a relationship, you don't know that yet. Like I said, I think you have to go through some type of
besides a relationship period, because
okay,
you have the business and the pleasure aspect of it. If you're just a businessman, we not gonna involve no pleasure. It's strictly what it is. It's just business, and you gotta make that understanding right from the gate.
Mm-hmm.
You can't allow people to have.
And you gotta understand, it's some pleasure in making money together.
I mean,
it's some pleasure in that too. It's some pleasure into having something from the ground up. You and somebody have a vision. You know, we had Sean Anthony talk about that. You and somebody have a vision from the very bottom,
right,
and they grow together. It's something beautiful about that too.
Yeah, it's a journey.
Now, I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you about this. Now, we talked in the aspect of business and pleasure of relationship. I want to talk a little bit about business and pleasure with family. Okay. How do you think that works out?
It never works out. To me, it doesn't. To me, it does, and to me, it doesn't, and it don't. It just depends on the type of family that you have.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, if you have family members that are money hungry and all they want from you is what you can do for them,
mm-hmm,
it'll never work. You can't involve them in aspects of putting them in certain positions that will allow, because they might mess it up. You know
mm-hmm,
what I mean? So you might have to turn to other people and just be that person who's just supposed to take care of your family and be it that way. But as far as them letting them into the business aspect of it, I wouldn't do it.
Now, when it comes to business and pleasure, and then doing business with family versus friends, I agree with you. I think I go in the business with my friends because of this reason right here.
Right.
When something goes wrong, it can mess up everything. Not only the business, it can mess up the family.
Yes.
Y'all liable not even to talk again over business.
Yeah.
Friends, you may come to the conclusion, especially if you're both being honest. Yo, man, you know you missed the meeting. Right. I'm not making this up. You really did miss the meeting.
Right.
So this is no longer going to work because we're trying to fight for something here. Now, a couple of days may go by. Your boy, your homegirl might be mad, but I think the friendship will overwhelm that, and y'all get back together. For some reason, family should be stronger than that, but it doesn't, right, because it hurts more, because family think because I'm family, I should be able to do what I want.
Right. And that's not the case in most aspects. You can't just do what you want, especially if it's somebody who's taking their ideas and trying to make it a reality. You know, mm-hmm, you cannot interfere with that reality part of it because you don't know what that person envisioned. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes you got to fall back and you got to allow that person to do what they want to do. But it's just the aspect of you being that family member. You want to be up there with that person because you're a family member. And it's not always like that. You got to take the back seat sometime and just allow nature to take its course. And when that time for your fruitation comes, then it will come. But you can't step on toes to get where you want to be at. And when it comes to that person's lifestyle and the way that he wants to operate his business.
Now, I want to talk about this, and this can also take it there. This can ruin the family. This can ruin the relationship. Money.
Right, money. Definitely.
Who deals with the money? Who is more comfortable? Are you comfortable with your mate or your friend or whoever they're doing the business with? Are you comfortable with them counting the money without you being around? Now that's another whole other level of trust also. Who handles the money?
If it came to me and it was me and my spouse, I definitely more so would trust him with the money more so than I would trust myself with it. You know what I mean?
LB Trey said whoever counts the best. What's up,
right,
LB Trey?
All right now. I tell him I agree.
So you are completely honest.
Yeah.
Now saying this, I don't want to make it sound like I don't trust my wife. I would have to be in the room because of us being on the same page. Right. Not because I think you count better than me or I count better than you or anything like that. Just because for this business to flourish, I like the word you use, the fruitation.
Right. Yeah, the fruitation.
We got to be on the same page. So we got 1,200 and I'm thinking we got 900. That's a little bit of difference, and we're not on the same page, and we may not be able to close a deal, and that maybe hurt our business.
Right. My homegirl said we might need a lawyer.
Tell your homegirl. This is what I would love to do. We love her being on the live, but can she please call in? The number is 614-781-0754. I want to hear her voice. I want to hear her voice when she tell us what does she think about when it comes to business and pleasure.
Right.
Now, I got a little bit of this. My wife, she has her own business, and she's a party planner. And part of that business is she has characters. Mm-hmm. So sometimes I may have to dress up as Mickey Mouse or Pinky Pig or something weird like that in the summertime, and it can get hot. But it was something that we had to do. It's a family business that we had to do because of the betterment of the family. Right. And to understand. And I think this is what gets you through. Know your role. Understand your role. Understood my role. She makes the tables and everything look good, and I get in this suit. But it's for us.
Right.
Know your role, respect your role, and understand it, and there's nothing wrong with it. Right. Are you strong enough to understand your role? Are you strong enough to dress up as Porky the Pig just for the business? Right. And that's another thing that I had to learn is to know your role.
Yeah, honest. Oh yeah, most definitely. You definitely gotta know your role. Don't try to get beside yourself and try to do hostile takeover type stuff, because you might make the ship sink basically. Mm-hmm. So you definitely need to know your role when it comes to the business aspect. You first of all know what your strengths and weaknesses are.
Same thing. And it's better. First of all, LB Trade, the number is 614-781-0754. 614-781-0754. To piggyback on top of that, more concentrate on each other, the flaws.
Yeah.
The what y'all good at is that's what's going to flourish.
Right.
But if y'all can better each other's flaws, the business will take off.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. I don't know. I hope everything is all right over there.
Yeah, it is. I'm sorry.
Whoever that is, tell him to call in, please.
She said she's tired. She's not calling.
She said she's tired.
Shy.
She's shy. She can't be that shy.
She definitely.
Tell her she calling. I'll play shy. But seriously, can I don't want to figure. I want to put it on the friend you talking to right there. Her right there. Comfortable doing business with her?
Absolutely.
What business would y'all be into together?
She likes to cook.
All right. Okay.
So definitely, if she was interested in having a restaurant, and she's brought some ideas to my attention. If she was to do it, I would definitely back her 100%.
When it comes to, because another thing that helps when it comes to business and pleasure, or just not do it at all, sacrifice.
Yeah.
How good are you as far as sacrificing something for the betterment?
Oh well, I'm just gonna keep it 100. Doing this right now, I'm always busy. I have made a whole lot of sacrifices from spending time with my family. I spend a lot of my time away from home, and there will be. Have it ever got
a situation where your mate was like, this is, you are away from me a lot, and if so, how did y'all deal with it?
As far as my mate is concerned, because we do spend a lot of time together, because we are into the same thing, you know what I'm saying?
Business wise, okay.
It really doesn't really hurt it hurts when he realizes I've been gone doing like say if I have to do a concert event, host a show or something like that.
Okay.
And then he realizes I haven't been around for like 2 days, or I've popped in and you know, then he starts to feel some type of way.
Mm-hmm.
But I always try to, you know, just and knowingly comfort him by you know, just keeping him, you know, eye on the prize. Know that the reason why we're doing this is because we have a vision, and you know, if we're trying to get to that next level, I have to bring the food to the table. You know what I'm saying? So we first of all, we talked about it way before it even got to how big it's gotten now. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, we knew that this portion of the time apart was going to eventually come, and so we talked about it. But once it started happening, I don't think we really were prepared for it. You know what I mean?
So before we get into our next music jam, we're gonna wrap it up a little bit. Then we coming back with Matters of Heart, and I love the topic, knowing your self-worth.
Yeah.
I think Sean Anthony pretty much hit it on the head when it comes to business and pleasure. Is communication is the key.
Yes, definitely.
Telling each other, making sure each other is on the same page, respecting each other's role, understanding it, and communication is the key.
Correct.
All right, so what we're going to do right now, we're going to play a little bit of Keith Sweat, and we come back. It's Matters of the Heart. Everybody, do you know your self-worth? Think about it. Call in 614-781-0754.
Yeah.
I wanna tease you, I wanna please you, I wanna show you, man, that I need you. I want your body till the very last drop. I want you to holler when you want me to stop. And who can love you like me? Who can sex you like me? Who can treat you like me, my baby? Nobody, baby. And who can do it like me? Who can give you what you need? Who can do you all night long? Nobody, baby.
I want the night for me and you. So come here, baby, and let me do it to you. Don't be afraid, 'cause I won't bite. I promise to give it to you just the way you like. And who can love you like me? Who can sex you like me? Who can lay your body down? Nobody, baby. And who can treat you like me? Who can give you what you need? And who can do you all night long? Nobody, baby. And the band keeps playing on and on, and on, and on. Nobody, baby. On and on, and on. Nobody, baby.
I'll be right there, baby. Looking for plenty of you. Oh, yes, I will. Oh, yeah. love you like me, baby? Who can sex your body like me, baby? Who can do it like me, baby? No. Who can lay you down just like me? Who can kiss you under your body, baby? Oh yeah, baby. I wanna know who can love you like me, baby. Who can treat your body to the baby? Who can do it just like me, baby?
I don't wanna do too much. I don't wanna speak too much. I don't wanna breathe the wrong way. I don't wanna kill this moment shared between us. Cause I've been thinking about it all day. Oh, you tell me I'm all you wanted. And I don't wanna ruin your expectations. Now your body language, I'm gonna read it as best as I can. Cause tonight I am having sex with my number one fan. So I am so nervous. So I am having sex with my number one fan. So I am having sex with my number one fan. So I am so nervous. I don't wanna move too fast. Girl, I wanna make it last. Tonight we gonna do it my way. Oh, I know you've been waiting for it. You got it just like that. I just wanna take my time, baby. You tell me I'm all you wanted. And I don't wanna ruin your expectations. Oh, no. Your body language, I'm gonna read it as best as I can. Cause tonight I am having sex with my number one fan. So I am so nervous. So I am having sex with my number one fan. So I am having sex with my number one fan. So I am so nervous.
Ready?
Will I live up to the man she sees? Will I give her everything she needs? I just hope that when we're done she's pleased. I hope it's everything you thought it'd be. Oh, you told me I'm all you wanted. And I don't wanna ruin your expectations. Now your body language, I'm gonna read it all night long, as best as I can. Cause tonight I am having sex with my number one fan. So why am I? So I am so nervous, baby. So I am having sex with my number one fan. So I am having sex with my number one fan.
It's all right, fellas. I think more of a man would admit that at a time like that I am a little bit nervous, because there's expectations out there that you are so special to me that I want to fulfill all your expectations. Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with being a little bit nervous in that situation. I love that song right there by Trey Songz. Number one fan. Matters of the Heart. One of my favorite parts of Tuesday night. K Streets. Yo. I want you guys to hit us with Matters of the Heart tonight.
All right, Matters of the Heart tonight is knowing your self-worth. And the reason why I picked this topic, because it reflects a lot upon myself. personally. So with saying that, I just always, sometimes, you always be in that deep thought. And I get around friends or family members or, just people in general. And we always have this conversation about life and what exactly our purpose is. And then sometimes you get to a point of life where you just don't know. You've been working this job forever and you're like, I know there is more to this life and this body than what I'm doing right now, but I just can't quite figure it out of what exactly I'm supposed to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
And so in saying that, I figured that this topic would be perfect for tonight because it might enlighten some folks on how to deal with the emotions of self. Basically,
I'm gonna be on this topic right here. I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm gonna be as real as possible because hopefully I'll be able to help somebody.
Yeah.
When it came to self-worth, you asked me this question 5, 10, 20 years ago. Self-worth, you would have got such a conceited answer. You would have got such a answer of so self,
right?
Of so that my worth is higher than anything out there. I still believe that, but it is some grown up to it, and this what helped me to realize that it was actually the job to become an instructor at the Ohio Media School. And a big shout out to the Ohio Media School. And thank you so much. I love going inside that building. So I went inside for the interview, right? And Stowe, who was interviewing me, big shout out to Stowe. He's going through my resume, right? And so, I'm right there ready to sell for anything he want to give me. I'm ready to settle for $5 an hour, $7 an hour, 50 cents. I don't care what it is, because this my friend. And I don't care what it is, I'm gonna go, work with my friend. I'm not worried about self-worth or anything like that right now. And that's what it is. He looked back at me and was like, what the hell is wrong with you? You've been doing radio for 7 years right now. Do you know how much you're supposed to be paid? Right. And it hit me. And he let me know what your self-worth is today, what you are in this industry, in radio, Eldre. This is what it is now. Right. This is what either they're coming with this dollar or more, or your self-worth. You should, right. And that's when my hit me that what I think about self-worth today was horrible. Was so, now I am still conceited. I ain't gonna, I'm not gonna take that away. But it was a growing up period of yo, man, self-worth has a lot to do on what's inside than it is on your outside.
Yeah. Oh yes, definitely.
And I got to be honest, it took the job for me to understand that, because my self-worth was about to be $2 an hour.
Lord have mercy.
Because I just think it wasn't about that. It was about working with my boy, working with my friend. Again, a little bit of business and pleasure.
It also has to deal with the value of your own.
You have to put that in there.
At the end of the day, a lot of people in the world get conflicted about what their true value is. And it's not until they get into a position where they realize this is either A, not where I'm supposed to be, or B, I can be greater than this.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And so that's what we have to figure out about a life itself, period. And basically, you're right. It has everything to do with what goes on the inside, never with the outside.
So,
because outside is just like viewers and opinions. You know what I'm saying? Like, somebody view you and they just giving you feedback of what they see on the outside, but on the inside that is more to it than what meets the eye.
All right. Now, with that being said, and I come up to you today and I ask K Streets, what is your self-worth?
Oh man, my self-worth goes beyond this right here, right now.
Mm-hmm.
The vision that I have, especially where I'm going, and again, Eldre, we had this conversation before when we first started. It almost brought me to tears, because I was in a place where I was really not myself, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And so sometimes,
and some of the times when you tell me them stories, I'm like, I can't even see you even being in nothing like that. It always blows my mind.
Yeah, but we get there. We get to those WTMH Radio, Matters at the Heart. You're talking K Streets. What's going on? What's your name?
What's poppin', K Streets? This is LB Trey.
Well, hey, girl.
All these acronyms that y'all got going on and all of that.
We love our acronyms.
LB Trey, what's good? How are you?
Amazing. How are you guys?
Good. I'm about to ask you this question. It's a very simple question, but it can get hard. So I'm just going to flat out and ask you, what is your self-worth?
What is my self-worth?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. So my self-worth is different from my husband's, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to look at me as a different person where I want to be this person in the light, basically. So when you know your self-worth and you got someone that's not really supported, it's hard to, keep pushing and striving to be who you really want to be. 99% of me know who I am or what I'm worth and what I can do and my talent and my creativity, where it can go. But does my husband know? We never will know. So it's hard to balance self-worth with, with life itself, because you want to please your spouse and you want to please yourself as well.
Then this is
so it gets hard.
And this is the thing that people need to realize, whether you're in a marriage, relationship, whatever the case. First and foremost, yes, you guys are a team, but you are your star player. So you have to take care of you, and your self-worth is more important, because it's what's going to bring y'all's foundation together. So if you have a dream, an aspiration, or anything in life, never sleep on it. You're headed somewhere, you know what I mean? And if sometimes people are not going to understand it because they're not in that mental space to understand it. The understanding is meant for you, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And so they're
just like you said, that is only meant for me. It's like how you say, they'll say God only will allow you to walk in this path, and some people is just not made to be on this path.
Right.
And when you know your worth, you know your spiritual worth, mentally, physically, all of that, then you start realizing the bigger picture.
Yes.
And it's not about your husband or your spouse or whatever your significant other. It is about yourself. And if I don't be able to succeed for myself, then my kids is my lead story, my testimony. So I got to do it for my kids, not for my husband, because he's not important at that point. Those kids are. So that's what I got to realize in my life to keep me going and persevering in my dreams and where I want to go.
And that's exactly right.
Can I ask? Sorry. I just want to ask you this one question, LB Trey. When do you know to stop fighting for the we and fight for the me? When do you know that?
Well, it's kind of hard because I guess my situation is way different than a lot of people. I've been with the same guy since 2006.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know no different, no better. So all I know is this guy, this dude. There's no. All I know is what he say, and it's what goes. So if he says, "Why you should come home at this time of night," I'm going to come home, even if I'm working on a project, because I don't want no smoke.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not the type of person that just keep fighting for myself because I want us to work, but it's not working.
But at the end of the day, at the end of the day, I totally understand where you come from, but that is where you need to draw the line, because see, the reason why it's being that way is because he doesn't understand your purpose right now, what it is that you're trying to do. You understand your purpose, and that's where that sacrifice has to come. He's gonna be mad, let him be mad, but you got to sacrifice. I need to be here at this school because this is the thing that I am most passionate about at the time.
For the us.
Yes, exactly.
For the us.
And if he can't understand that, then you got some rethinking to do as far as your marriage is concerned. Not to say I want y'all to end it or nothing like that. I ain't never gonna do that. But
it's been an ongoing or a relationship. It's just me. I've been in situations where he messed up my career because I was supposed to be a little girl going to Ohio State graduation, but I ended up going to Columbus State because I was a pregnant 17-year-old. Like, he ruined a lot of my dreams when I was a little girl because I dreamt so big. And my story, I play in this Annie production, which is based off of my like real.
When is the next show? Go on and plug the next show. When the next show coming up?
It's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Is the showing from 8 o'clock. 2 p.m. is matinee. It's usually older people, so make sure you come out on Friday and Saturday so you can get the crowd hyped.
All right fun. Now, okay. Might have to come out there.
LB Trey, I want to say. Oh no, I thought you was finished. Go ahead.
Oh no, that's basically my story. So it's just the same person telling me that I can't do this, but I know I can. But
and then you gotta go out and you gotta just do it.
Fighting for this, whatever this is, it's like you fighting.
Now, as a married person, I want to say this: fight for the we till you can't fight no. Exhausted, exhausted. Until you can't fight for the we no more. Because that's what we promised God.
Right.
That's what we promised God. So fight for the we until you can't do it no more, and then you do what you got to do.
Right. Because you, at the end of the day, it's your happiness at the end of the day, and it's your kids' longevity. You get what I'm saying? And so
and it's like a mental thing as well. Like how far can you go until you can't fight no more, and you end up in this mental institution and be like, do you go to this mental institution? Do you keep fighting, or what you gonna do?
Nah, bad it. And when they get to that point, you start fighting for the me.
Yeah,
exactly.
So thank you so much, LB Trey, and keep listening. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you
so much for tuning in, of course.
We appreciate it.
Thank you, and break a leg this weekend on Annie, okay?
Yes, thank you. Have a nice night.
All right. It is now. I'm gonna be honest with you. When we first talk about this topic and knowing your self-worth, to me it was easy.
Yeah.
And then I got to thinking, nah,
it's not easy.
It's not, because what you have for your self-worth, especially if you have other people in your life. We're talking grown folks here, here, so more than likely it's somebody either with a spouse or kids. So that means there's other people involved.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit more than just knowing your self-worth. And how do you get somebody to accept your self-worth?
Right. The acceptance part of it is basically, like I said, that open line of communication and that understanding. If you can't understand who I am, you're never going to understand me, and therefore it may not work. And so me knowing who I am, you know what I'm saying, is what can benefit the whole relationship as a whole, because I don't want you to feel like you're with somebody who's weak. You're with somebody who has a very strong backbone. You get what I'm saying? And so therefore, don't make me feel like I have to do things that will bring me out of character to make me feel like I got to do this to please you. I'm going to please you regardless, because that's inevitable. You get what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, don't take me away from the me. You get what I'm saying? Allow me to be who I am, so that way I can continue on my journey of what it is my purpose is for. And
that is, if people want to know, one of the things you want to know if it comes to marriage and if you should do this long term, this topic is one of them. Can your spouse, can your person around you all the time understand your self-worth? So what we're going to do right now, we're going to get into a music jam. And again, we got into it. Then we had a call. LB Trey is going to tell her self-worth. I'm going to tell what I think my self-worth is. You listen to the Grown Folks Table here on WTMHradio.com. Joe, If I Was Your Man.
Great song. All right. That was.
Yeah. Oh. Na 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 na. Oh, na 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 na. If I was your man, girl, I'm so tired of things. I just wanna settle down. I swear to you, I've changed, baby. Why you bugging now? I know that I put you through hell, and you deserve to be with someone else. But I gotta be straight up, girl. I just wanna kiss and make up. Ooh, we done been through a lot of things. How do you throw that away? You were the heart of me. Can't believe you let it break. Tell me why you won't let him go. You can say what you want, but I know, baby, no more lies. I'm gonna keep it real this time. Help me understand what I'm saying and get through. Why I can't be a man when I give up the world for you? Girl, I do the best I can. Love you forever, that's what I'll do. If I was your man, if I was your man, if I was your man. Got rid of everything that I knew was hurting you. My hustle in the streets gave that for you too. Don't want nothing else in the way. I just wanna make sure that you stay. Baby, no more lies. I'm gonna do it right this time. Help me understand what I'm saying and getting through. Why I can't be a man when I give up the world for you? Girl, I do the best I can. Love you forever, that's what I'll do. I was your man. I was your man. I was your man. Can't live without you anymore. Baby, I know that you're worth fighting for. Baby, say that you're still in love with me. Still with me. Just where you need to be. I can't live without you anymore. Baby, I know that you're worth fighting for. Baby, say that you're still in love with me. In my arms is where you need to be. Oh, na 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 na. Na 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 na. Oh yeah. Na 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 na. If I was your man, if I was your man, help me understand. Getting through. I can't be your man when I give up the world for you. Can I do the best I can? Love you forever, that's what I'll do. If I was your man, if I was your man, oh, help me understand. Getting through. I can't be your man when I give up the world for you. Do the best I can. Love you forever, that's what I'll do. If I was your man, I was your man, I was your man.
What I need from you is understanding. We communicate. If you don't hear what I say, what I need from you is understanding. So simple as 1, 2, 3. Understanding is what we need. You don't really know me. You just wanna do what you wanna do. That's not the way it should be. No, you should listen to me. Whoa. I try so very hard to make you understand, but the choices you make, baby, they're older men. Ooh, I try so very hard to keep our love alive, but you don't wanna meet me halfway. Then the understanding dies. There's no way that we can work it out if we don't pull together. I don't mean to be demanding, but I want some understanding. I wanna be with you. What I need from you is understanding. We communicate. You don't hear what I say. What I need from baby, and I know the things you're going through. I try to understand. That's why I'm still with you, baby. See, every day we're living is one that will always be unsure. That's why I need you, baby. Please, baby. Please let our love into love. I try so very hard to keep our love alive, but you don't want to meet me halfway. Then the understanding dies. There's no way that we can work it out if we don't pull together. I don't mean to be demanding, but I want some understanding. I wanna be with you. What I need from you, all I need is
All right, y'all. Welcome back to the Grown Folks Table.
I love me some Escape.
If you want to listen to us live, just go to WTMHradio.com. We are streaming the show, is streaming live right now. So you just go to YouTube, push in WTMHradio.com, and you will see me and the beautiful K Streets.
Yo, LJ, you about to get the bell. How dare you eat all the candy?
No, there's a couple more of it. It's right here. What are you doing? What are you talking about?
Oh, okay, I'll take it back.
Okay, you know yourself. You know your worth is higher than that over here. You know I got you.
Okay.
You know I got you. Again, if you want to call in, we want you to be part of our conversation. The number is 614-781-0754. Tonight we are talking about self-worth.
Yes.
Now before the caller, right? You was going into what is your self-worth. Go ahead and finish that off.
My self-worth is just somebody who's strong-minded and determined. I'm a person with a lot of determination. I seek something and I go after it, and I'm not gonna stop until I get to the point where I'm supposed to be. I strive at every aspect to please not only myself but people, not because I want to be liked, not for anything, but because I see the value of people and the way the world is going, and I figure it's like Michael Jackson says, you gotta look at the man in the mirror. And you know you want to see change, you gotta be that person to start changing some things about yourself so people can recognize you not for the person that you was, but for the person who you are now. And so I carry that with me every day. I'm not the person that I used to be. I'm a different person. I walk differently. I talk differently. I associate differently. You know what I mean? And so and how I value myself with a higher standard because I'm not going to set nothing less of, what I expect from people.
When I'm talking about my self-worth, I have to go into and it took me a while to figure this out. So you grow up, you have this dream. Well, I did. I grew up, I have this dream. You know what? I have nothing. This is what I want to do. I want to be this NBA player. I want to be this great NBA player. I want to be the best player to ever do it. And you grow up and you have these dreams, and there's nothing wrong with them.
Right.
And then you have to be realistic.
Exactly.
And that's a part of knowing your self-worth. I am blessed right now to be doing exactly what I believe, with my conversation with the man upstairs, that I am doing exactly what I am put on this earth to do, that I am living out my dream right now. Every day when I go to work and I get to help somebody with their dream, and maybe put something in them that's going to help them figure out their dream and get to whatever, what was the word? What was the fruitness that we use? No, the fruitness. Remember the fruitness? You forgot your own word.
I did.
Oh my God. But seriously, I go to work every day and I get a chance to help somebody with their dreams, to help them get to, maybe some money or something to help them take care of their family. And when I get home and I sit back to
about fruits of labor.
Yeah. Forget it.
Yeah, forget it.
And when I get home and I put in perspective of what I do and I love it. I think I am what's up, Adam, man? What's good, man? I think that I am doing exactly what God put me on this earth to do.
Yeah.
I am helping people change their lives. I'm helping people accomplish their dreams, and I love it.
LJ, and speaking when you saying that, when you know that you are on the right path for doing something right. You can feel it. It's a different type of feeling or emotion than just regular having a regular 9-to-5 job, or every day going home, you cooking, you clean and stuff. It's a different type of feeling that comes behind it when you know that you are on it's like you can't eat, can't breathe, can't sleep type of feeling. You know what I'm saying? Because it's all you think about. It's all you could, surround yourself by. You don't want to do nothing else but that. And that's just how you know when you are on when it gives you a good feeling that even when I'm tired, I never get tired of it.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly how I feel. Like it's oh my God, I gotta go to work today. Yeah. I can't wait. If I can show it, I was telling my class one time, if I can tell them the way I get ready to go into work, people wouldn't even believe it. I got the music blasting, I got the lessons going all through my head, and I love the feeling. The minute I open that door, I realize the first thing I am at is at work. Right. I do not get that feeling at all. I just wanna help. Right. And that's what I believe God put me on this earth to do. That I was blessed with a gift of motivation, of maybe making somebody believe something that they don't. Right. That is very much achievable, and I love that. I love that part of my job, and I do it every day to 110%. Right. And I thank God that I was that He gave me that skill that I was able to do.
Right. It's a blessing,
and it's part of knowing you have now to get away from, I'm about to be this big time NBA player, right. Or I'm about to be on ESPN. I'll be the next on SportsCenter, and I'll be the next Stephen A. Smith. That is great. There's nothing wrong with that dream. There was nothing wrong with that dream. And then you have to be realistic. You have to be realistic and get on your knees and talk to that man and realize what is your self-worth and what was I put on this earth to do? Right. And that can help you with your self-worth. And that's
the funny thing about it that you say that is because I've always been into music. My whole family, I have a background family members that just into music, singers, pianists, whatever. I come from a musical background. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so when I was young, I used to sing. I used to write songs. I used to do all kind of stuff. You know what I mean? As I got older, I realized that the singing path was not probably going to be the career for me. But I loved radio, and I was like, that would probably be my go-to. Not only that, it's because not the fact that I cannot see people on the outside, but it's the being able to speak my mind freely and just pretend like there is audience. I know there is audience, but to not see you is a different type of feeling. But what I want to convey without somebody always having to reiterate or tell me, when I'm wrong or something like that. And just knowing that I can speak my mind and have people in agreement when I know that A, there mm-hmm. is something going on around the mm-hmm. world, and B, it's not going to take a bunch of people who go out and boycott and all this stuff to fix it. It takes individuals by itself. It takes people who can really understand, themselves. And in a way to outreach to the communities, you know mm-hmm. what I'm saying, to get an understanding, to try to make a change, you know what I'm saying. And this is all why I do what I do, is because I'm through this voice right here, mm-hmm. what you hear, I'm helping you, you know what I'm saying. I'm not trying to hoping I'm helping you as far as changing your lifestyle in your home, mm-hmm. making your relationship better with your kids, making your relationship better with your spouse, making your relationship better with your co-workers, just to help you as an individual, because it all starts with yourself first before you can even outreach to a community, before you can even give a lending hand. You got to be the person to look at yourself first. And that's the main reason why I do what I do.
Again, that's why I love this topic. I'm gonna let somebody inside a little bit inside my world that I never told. Well, far as Facebook and things like that. Close friends know, family know, but a lot of people don't know. But this is helped me figure out my self-worth. So for the last 8 years, I was diagnosed with epilepsy. And for people that don't know, that epilepsy is I don't know if people call it a disease or anything like that, but it's when you catch seizures. Right. You catch seizures, and from time to time, I have seizures. And I remember this one time after a seizure, I had a seizure. I didn't have a job, and I'm just thinking, like, what is going on with my life? I went to school and why, I'm doing a little bit of radio, but I'm not doing stuff that I, want to do. I don't feel like I'm being productive. Right. I'm on the radio, but I don't feel like I'm being productive. And just had a seizure. Me and my wife, where we're arguing because, I don't think I'm doing my manly things that I'm supposed to do around the house. And I remember me asking God, like, what am I here for? What is my self-worth? What am I supposed to be doing? And in a weird way. So I put on a Fabulous mixtape. And in the first song, he has one of these songs called Motivation, and then it comes on as motivational speaker. Right. I'm like, wow, thank you, God. That's exactly that's the sign, the exact sign that I needed. That's me. That's Elder. That's what I should have been doing the whole time. Motivational speaking. And I'm like, yeah, I'm about to make a whole bunch of money off that. And God tells me, you're not gonna make no money. Right. You're not gonna make no money. But what you're about to do is help people make money. And I thought about my whole time and the street stuff that I went through, and I said, you know what? That's a deal. That's what I have to do to give back and thank God for what he have done to me. That's exactly what I'm going to do. And I called my friend Burrs. I called Burrs, and I know he's hooked up with a lot of schools. And I said, can I do some speaking at any school? Kids, I don't want no fee. I don't want to do nothing. I just want to motivate some kids. And it took a while. And then he called me up for the school. Him and Mr. Moore called me up to the school to come talk to some of the students. And then that's how it progressed into me being an instructor at a school. But if the self-worth and me not knowing my self-worth and what I'm, put on this earth to do, right. And it does, sometimes this answer comes through adversity, and don't be afraid of it. It do come, most of the time it comes when you're down. Yeah, it does. To be honest, it don't come when you're at the club and you're partying and things like that. Right. It usually comes when you're at a real low. Yeah, it does. But listen to it. Yeah. Listen to your heart, because it's your heart and it's God talking to you also. Yeah. That's that conscience, within you. Do you remember vividly when you realized your self-worth? Do you remember the exact day, the mood you was in, the exact time, and what you decided to know? And you know what? I know exactly what my self-worth is. Yeah. I truth be told, and it wasn't even that long ago. But I'm lying. It was probably that long. Don't lie. Shut up. I was sitting down on the bed, and me being the person I am, I've always had a list of goals and stuff, things that I would need to accomplish for myself, basically. And I just thought that would just make me happy within myself. And I tried some of these goals, and it just seemed like, at the time, how you try to do something, it's just not your time. Mm-hmm. Like, when it's not your time, it's just not your time. Like, even though you want to so bad, it's not your time. Mm-hmm. And it was a lot of doors that was open like that, but it just wasn't my time. Mm-hmm. And so I'm sitting down, and I'm talking to my sister, and I'm like, I just want to go to school for something that I love doing, that I enjoy doing, that I know that I and like I said, music was one of those things that I loved and I enjoyed doing. Mm-hmm. So you always heard the story that I went to OMS, which used to be the Ohio Center for Broadcasting, back in 2010. And I never got to finish because I had a loan that went into default. Mm-hmm. And anybody who knows what that feels like, it sucks, basically. And just like we talking, it always comes when you're when you're on your low. Yeah. And so I had to quit going, and so, but like as I'm leaving the building, I walk into the classroom that I was a part of with November Nights then, and I told the students, and I told the teacher, I said, I won't be back, but when I get everything situated, I will be coming back here. You know what I'm saying? Like I plan on coming back. And so it's not a dream that I'm just going to put off forever. No, it wasn't. I mean, it did get put off for a while because it was a few years before I decided to come back. Mm-hmm. But like I said, I'm sitting on the bed and I just
keep seeing this commercial, and I'm thinking in my head like, this school probably gonna tell me I owe them some money, because I'm like, if this is the school that I'm thinking about, it's the school that I used to go to. You know what I mean? And so my sister's like, you know, I just blew the commercial off completely, and then I'm steady contemplating like, man, and you know how you just have something eating away at you. So like, my sister is in the living room.
Talking to you.
Yeah, my sister's in the living room, and she's like, yo, Nay, I wrote this number down for you. You need to call these people. Like, you need to call them. I think you would be great. I'm like, what's the number? So I call. I take the number from her, and then I didn't even call. The next day, I saw the commercial, and I'm like, I think that's the number that my sister gave me.
It's these signs.
And I was like, yeah. So they say good things come in threes. So I decided to. I just went ahead and gave him a call, basically, and I'll call, and you know, happy Samantha, that's my girl. She
I can't wait to see the baby, Samantha.
I so can't wait to see
I got some Jordans for him.
I was about to say something, but I ain't want to. But anywho, I get back with Samantha, and I'm to explain to her my situation, what happened when I was a student there, and basically that I may owe the school some money or whatever the case may be. And she's like, well, let me look up your information, and I'll get back with you, and I'll see what we can come up with. Not even 5 minutes later, she's hit me, emailing me, and she's like, I can't find any information on you.
And that's just and sometimes, and these are all signs, and if they're coming to you, and they keep coming, keep coming. And if you don't, pay attention to them and pay attention to these signs, that God is what's trying to tell you what your self-worth is. Because you may be a little confused and don't know.
Because I was confused, because I was like, I don't want to start this, and then I'm not able to finish.
Mm-hmm.
And then like that was the one thing, like, for me moving.
See, knowing your self-worth is, I know I'm gonna finish.
Yeah, and exactly, and that's the point where I was at. If I attend this school, I am guaranteeing myself that I am going to finish. I am not going to give up. But the good thing about it was, my family knew how serious I was, and they backed me up, and they watched my daughter, and they kept her, and stuff like that, and it helps me along the way. And even till this day, like, I'm still where I'm at, doing bigger and better things. And, now I'm doing film, and something I didn't even see myself doing because I hated editing and stuff like that. But now I understand it. And so I'm adding more to the plate of what I already know. And so, and like I keep, like I tell people all the time, like, you have a dream, you just got to go after it. You can't let nobody tell you that you can't do it, because you never know what is meant for you. It's supposed to be for you. What
you touched on and what I touched on is a real important factor while we're talking about self-worth. Doing this self-worth, and you're going through this journey, don't be afraid to ask for help. Me and you both was in a position where we had to ask for help. And that takes some self-worth also, to know I don't have the answer right now. That takes some discipline, and that takes some courage to realize, especially for me. I think I know everything. I am not about to sit up here and lie to you. I think I know everything. So it takes a lot for me to be like, no, you're wrong. You're wrong. You don't have the answer to this. It's time for you to get some help. And to know your self-worth in that journey, you're also going to need some help too. And don't be afraid to ask. We're going to get into some music. We're about to play Aaliyah, If Your Girl Only Knew. And when we come back, we're going to get back into knowing your self-worth. Grown Folks Table right here on, I forgot the station.
WTMH Radio.
WTMHradio.com. Grown Folks Table. Let's go.
If your girl only knew that you was trying to get in me, what would she do? If your girl only knew that you was kissing her to talk to me, she would probably leave you alone. Probably curse you out and answer her phone. She'd be glad she was gone. She wouldn't have to worry. If your girl with you. If your girl could only see how you be calling me, getting fresh in me. Probably leave you alone, because you out and be glad, she'll be glad she was gone. She wouldn't have to worry. She's crazy.
All right, welcome back to us, the Grown Folks Table here on WTMHradio.com. We want you to call in, be part of our conversation. The number is 614-781-0754. Again, the number is 614-781-0754. K Streets, we in the building. Another big shout out to Bobby O, Joy Renee. She not in the building tonight, but we definitely want to give them their shout outs.
And I got to give a special shout out to just a special shout out, my condolences. I had a cousin, who buried somebody special dearly to him, passed away. And I just want to send my prayers out to him and know that he is loved, and that, the family is with you in this time of need. And, rest in peace, Eb. You were a good person, and it's hard seeing people go, especially when you've seen somebody take care of them for a while.
One thing I am tired of in 2017, and first of all, I want to send out my condolences to your family member, is getting text messages, seeing on Facebook and things like that somebody is no longer here.
Yeah.
When you're young, you can't wait to get older. You can't wait to do the old stuff, the older stuff. What you don't realize and what you don't think of is you go to way more funerals. You go to way more funerals as you get older.
Yeah.
And that's a sentence that I got is real tired of in 2017, is knowing that somebody is no longer here. So again, my condolences go out to your family.
Yeah, thank you.
We're talking about knowing your self-worth, and it's again, 5-10 years ago, you would have asked me that, and it would have all to deal with outside stuff.
Right.
This and this, I can do this and this and this, all the outside stuff. That's not self-worth. That's why self is put into it.
Right.
It's the inside. It's yourself. So knowing that and trying to develop that, and if you want to know how to figure out your self-worth, know your inside, know who you are inside.
Right, exactly.
I was talking to you.
No, I know, I'm great. I'm in thought. But it definitely know your strengths and your weaknesses about yourself, and it's gonna carry you a long way, because you know what you're gonna tolerate and what you're not gonna tolerate.
How hard is it for you to accept your flaws?
Sometimes it can be very hard, because it just conflicts with you throughout life, because you want to be that strong person, but in an area where you're weak at, it's not as hard. Can
you tell me something that you knew that your self-worth that you was that you was doing, but now you don't do that no more, because only just strictly because your self-worth is just bigger than that?
Oh yeah, well, like I was a party girl, smoke, drink a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I don't do hardly any of those things anymore. My aspect of life has changed tremendously.
And you was strictly because I deserve more than this.
Oh, definitely. And I always knew I was better than that anyway. I wasn't meant to be something. You know what I'm saying? I just couldn't figure out what it was.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I had an idea of
and we always either we're still in that situation right now, or had to figure it out.
You definitely had to figure it out. And then one was, basically my surroundings and the people that I was surrounded by. I had to do a change of scenery quite a few times.
We just talked about that downstairs.
Yeah.
I got this saying that it's not from me, it's from Les Brown. If you're the smartest one out your friends, maybe you need new friends, because you need to be challenged. How you're going to be challenged if everybody is just challenging each other in stupid and ignorant ways? Right. You're not going to flourish.
Yeah, right. And so sometimes you got to take out, not to say that my friends still aren't my friends,
mm-hmm.
but at the end of the day, I had to withdraw myself from the situations because I knew that where I was going was completely different, and I just didn't want to have that feeling of being dragged down again. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying for my friends, I'm saying like family members included, you know, just
how hard was it for you to stick to your guns? How hard was it? No, not this time.
This time it was a lot easier than it was harder, because I mean, still sometimes I still get stuck in my ways and I'll do, but it's like do from a distance. You don't got to be around them to do it. You get what I'm saying? And so,
moderation is a big part of my life today. Moderation, doing, yeah, maybe you can, but it got to be some type of moderation in there.
Yeah. And for the most part, I wouldn't do it as often as I probably would have, you know, before. And so therefore, everything that I had went through just taught me, you know, in order to get to where I'm going, basically, I have to be stronger, because those were the areas that taught me where I was weak at. You get what I'm saying? And so you was definitely going to hear a no. You might have got an attitude. You know what I'm saying? You might have got all those things that you normally wouldn't get from me. You know what I mean? But people had to understand that that the person who I was is not who I am right now, and I'm somebody different, and you have to respect me.
Do you see
the person that I am now?
Now, when I go home, it's people that knew me during those street crazy times, and I try to, I do accept it now that I'm just different. How is that you now? If you come across those friends that know you from, then, and you I'm definitely not involved with,
It's not even about it. Definitely, I'm not involved with them. They sense the change and they notice
it.
And you see it because it's a different aura when you're around.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? The vibes might not be there, as so you might be more nonchalant and not be as open. And I'm not saying open as like conversation wise. I'm just saying like open as far as I'm not just gonna allow myself to get involved in the stuff that normally I would get involved in, because I know at that point where it had me. But my homegirl says your flaws are what teaches you what you want and where you're going. They're there for you to notice, to make a change.
But you have to be the first person to call them a flaw.
Right.
If you think you're doing stuff all good, and sometimes when stuff go wrong, it's not your fault, you don't have no type of accountability, you won't think of it as a flaw. And why work on it if you don't think of it as a flaw? Right. So first of all, you have to acknowledge that is a flaw of me, and I have to work on that. And right. Then it becomes a little bit easier to work on. But if you think because you go through life and mistakes come and it was because of somebody else and you don't take no accountability, you won't call it a flaw.
You definitely have to take accountability, because it all starts with yourself. At the end of the day, it's yourself. It has nothing to do with other people. It has everything to do with you. And when you can come to terms with that and understand what it is that you've done to play a part in that role, or it helps a lot to fixing it. It does. And then once you can start fixing the situation, then you'll start to understand the reason why you got to withdraw from certain things and stop doing certain things, and then see where life takes you. Because I'm trying to tell you, it doesn't, it gets greater later. I'm trying to tell you.
I just want to say thank you for everybody for listening tonight. Yeah. Me and K Street, this is what we do it for. This is we want to have these grown folks conversations, and we just want to say thank you for y'all for joining in. I want to give a special shout out to Sean Anthony for listening and calling in, and LB Trey for listening and calling in also. So K Street, why don't you give some shout outs before we get out of here?
I'm gonna shout out my homegirl Maylee. Thank you for watching. Been watching the whole entire show.
Is that the shy girl?
That's the shy girl.
She better
One
start
day I'll
calling.
have her on the show, so she'll definitely be up here. I've known this girl since middle school.
Oh man, so she's no need for her to be shy around you then. That's what it tells me. Y'all didn't did everything together.
Yeah, we have. That's my girl. So we ride or die. And so shout out to you. Thank you. I appreciate you for watching. Shout out to my sisters. I gotta give another shout out because I promised this person I would shout him out. Hustle Man Moore. I'm assuming this is what I'm going to call you because of your Facebook name. Okay. I really don't know his name.
Hustle Man.
Yeah. So shout out to you. And hopefully you watch the show. If not, you won't watch the feed, and you're gonna see that I shouted you out, and I didn't forget.
Now,
oh yeah, shout out to the man himself, the source, of course, my babe, Ron DMC.
Okay, yeah, got him.
Yeah.
All right, okay. Now, family first. To my wife, big shout out to my wife. Big shout out to my daughters, Naya, Ariana, and a special shout out to my baby, my firstborn.
Happy birthday! Oh no, that's the youngest.
Yeah, but it's my firstborn, and the biggest person to help me figure out what it means to be self-worth. I owe it all to my daughter.
Yeah.
Because she's the one that made me slow down and be like, yo, you better figure out your self-worth if you want to do anything for me.
Right.
And happy birthday to my daughter. And I know you enjoyed your day because my pocket's empty. So just everybody out there, know your self-worth, believe it. And if you have a flaw, understand your flaw and work on it.
Yeah.
On behalf of me and K Streets, we see next Tuesday. Go on and plug next Tuesday because it's special. It's special.
Tuesday, y'all tune in. We got my girl Jennifer Ness in the building. Let me tell you about this young lady.
We're talking about an author. We're talking about a financial advisor. We're talking about this lady does it all.
Yeah, she's her own entrepreneur. I'm telling you, if any like the big sister of all big sisters,
right? She give you that feeling, right?
To have in your corner every step of the way, because she's not going to steer you wrong. I'm trying to tell you, and I've had her on my show on the Underground at least twice already, and I can't wait to have her on this show personally.
So this is what we want y'all to do before next week's show. So she has a book out.
Yes, she has a book.
So what we want you to, the name of the book is Broken Wife, Broken Life. So you can read that book and you be part of next week's show. She's going to be on next Tuesday, and we're going to sit up here, we're going to rock, and we're definitely going to talk about that book.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, y'all. We see y'all next Tuesday. Grown Folks Table.
Have a good one.
WTMHradio.com.
Love you. Thanks for watching.